Good evening, race fans. Welcome into race number 2 of the 5-race sprint to the championship, race 10 of 13 here for the Affinity Racing Series. As always, here with my co-commentator in the booth, Art. How we doing tonight?
I'm really excited. Following probably my favorite race of the season at Chicagoland, we're here with the Quad Oval in Atlanta. I think it's going to be a good one. You okay?
Microphone. Oh, brother. All right.
Jeez.
All right. Audio. Yeah. Working through technical difficulties right at the last possible second. Is it fixing itself now? All right, microphone's back. Love to see it. All right, we are back. But yeah, Art, like you said in the introduction, bailed me out there. Here tonight at Atlanta, the Quad Oval Legacy Atlanta. Race 10 of 13 here. 4 races left to decide a champion. Race information is as follows. 2 laps to set the grid, 130 laps, 200 miles, 55% fuel capacity. Fuel runs estimated at 33 to 37 laps. 4 sets of tires, 1 starter set, 3 in the pits, 0 fast repairs, 3 green-white checkers if needed. And tonight's race, the Takeoff 200, sponsored by Chris Pinder. Thank you to all the wonderful partners that the ARS has on board this season. Innocent Lives Foundation, Pinder Construction, Backmarkers, backmarkershops.com for all the awesome work they do behind the scenes supporting the Affinity Racing Series. With that being said, it is time for the race. Let's take a look here as we are dealing with the technical issues on the microphone, but nevertheless, it is time to go racing. And your pole sitter, none other than James Jimmy Fillers. We will show you the qualifying results. Jughead on the front row. But here's how...
No.
It was 44 hundredths of a second between him and Nick Miller. Brandon Bowers slotting into the 3rd position. Magnus Anderson, Thomas Green, your top 5. All the way down to Ryan Tiller in 17th. Those that elected to qualify.
So we had 13 cars, not qualify outside of, the next up guys who are not allowed to. Anyways.
Yeah, but Cade McClain going to get EOL. Cody B. Johnson, Sean Anderson making their NextGen debut from the Next Up series. Lucas Reed is as well. Chad Adams making his 2nd start. Kevin Bowley making his return to on-track action. It's been a while since we saw that 99 machine, but he's back out there. And Brandon French, Daniel Pendergrass will round out this 30-car field here this evening. Remind you, with the 4 races left, let's take a look at the point standings as they entered into tonight. It is Sartaj Man, the incredible consistency he's shown all year long. 4 points above Thomas Green, Kyle Ritchie, Jarrett Talmadge, Fillers, and Bowers. Really all the way down to Alex Cheer and Joshua McQuiggan, not able to participate in these playoffs. I believe he stepped away. But nevertheless, he did make it. But everyone else, it is 20 points from 1st to 11th. We have 3 intermediates left on the schedule. And then we head to Martinsville as well in the middle of it all. It is a tight championship battle.
And with, 3 races remaining after this, we're still little ways away from our goal. 73% of the way there for ILF and everything, they do. I believe McElroy has shut down accepting naming race, buying the names to races. Now it's you donate to get the names for races.
Yeah, absolutely. We're 75% of the way there, like you said. We'd love to hit that goal before the end of the season. 130 laps. We're entering the back stretch. Who's winning the race tonight?
Give me Magnus Anderson, P4.
For P4. Give me...
I'm going green.
Got a lap here delayed. Let everyone catch
Probably
up.
Let those next up guys get in line at the back.
Looks like 29 cars. McElroy on pit road, so we'll see if he gets going. But my pick to win tonight. Give me Thomas Green from the 5th position, as long as his internet holds up.
From the 5th position.
Dominated last week at Kansas. Starts in the top 5 here. He's got some great long run speed. But that internet is very tentative at the moment. So we'll see if he's able to hang on.
I'm going to ask McElroy something real fast.
Alrighty, as we got the official one to go signal. Cabe McClenny and Andrew Tennell will be the ones that have provided their in-car cameras tonight. So big shout outs to them. Across the top of your screen, the drivers highlighted in purple. Those are the 11 playoff drivers still in contention. McQuiggan not here, obviously, but those other 11 still in contention for the Season 2 NextGen Championship.
I wanted to get confirmation on our remaining schedule. Homestead is spoken for, but we have 2 races left unnamed. So, and if you would like, either, put a shout out there, or potentially sponsor your business. All you got to do is go donate to ILF. And don't remember the amount. Gonna go figure that out.
Oh, but we're taking another lap here, so not sure what happened. I think Andrew Tennell was having to get up to speed. Let's quickly show you what he's rocking here tonight in terms of his driver camera. It is Halloween after all. Halloween weekend. He's got the paint face on. And he said we better have the cameras working tonight. And there it is. He's rocking out. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Why is he shirtless?
He's fully committed to it. I love the dedication. Andrew Tennell, everybody. Be sure to check back with him a little bit later.
I've checked, and I believe it is $30 to sponsor the name of the race. And if you would like to do that for, the remaining, again, Martinsville or Charlotte still need names. Head on over to, the link is in chat and pinned in chat to donate to ILF.
But the lights are off on top of the pace car. It looks like we will be going back racing. The initial start of the race, pace car is off. It is James Jimmy Fillers and Nick Miller. Your front row as the 10 machine enters the Geico restart zone. We're back underway. Great start by the Jughead boys. Good teamwork, and they're going to try and get Bowers clear of Nick Miller into turn number 1 for the first time. Looks like they'll do so. He will slide into that second position.
Ooh, we got a car loose and around, car in the wall, car in the wall.
Oh, and that's Jonathan Dolly around. Alex Chira involved. Yep. Pendergrass. Hard collision late. Chaos on lap number 1. Casey Brown. Shorts also involved. I think that's just because they came to a dead stop. Trouble for one of the playoff contenders early. Let's take a look here at what happened. Looks like Dolly. Does he just get loose out of 2?
He definitely gets just real loose out of 2.
He started up inside the top 15. Doesn't look like he hits the apron, but it just comes around on the 21. Was in the wall, up into Casey Brown. Alex Chira nowhere to go. The 16 not able to slow it up in time. Daniel Pendergrass. That could be an early exit for him. Let's go on board with him. Not sure if he could see anything through the smoke or what happened, but...
I mean, when you see that amount of smoke, you need to be a little harder on the brake there.
Yeah, he just didn't see it.
He's still throttling!
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know what he saw, but nevertheless... hard into the 74, and we saw multiple cars just get up into the fence on their own accord there. That was interesting. And then Michael McElroy does start the race from pit road.
He was smart. He saw bad things
And he's going to come off turn 2 and see some smoke and everything else, and he'll be all good to go. So chaotic start to the Takeoff 200 here at Atlanta. You would think you'd see that kind of chaos at the newly repaved Atlanta, the super speedway style of racing, but even on the old 2008 version or whatever it was last updated, Legacy Atlanta still proving to be a challenge. Tire management going to be key here tonight. And already, guys, trying to take advantage of the strategy. Nick Miller going to top off for fuel. Handful of others. Justin Johnson, Tiller, Chira had to damage a little bit. And so on and so forth. Casey Brown went around. Right side damage for the 5 machine. And obviously Daniel Pendergrass, heavy damage to the front end of that 16 machine. CMS driver. Gonna have a lot of work to do the remainder of this race, but Casey Brown does beat the pace car off, so 29 cars on track and on the lead lap. Did Cody B. Johnson? No, looks like there was an issue with his timing and scoring.
Issue with your timing and scoring. How's it feel to not get weather in Georgia?
What you mean?
It's cold here.
It was 75 and sunny here, so I cannot relate in the slightest.
It's 37 degrees right now.
About to snow. A couple of the big movers from that incident, though. Travis DeLeon up 12, Brandon French up 17, Kevin Boley, great to see him back at the racetrack, up 15, Andrew Tenold up 13, and Schwartz up 6. So all they had to do was not be involved in the lap 1 wreck, and they're moving up towards the front.
That's what our colleague Corbin likes to say are free spots.
Take them however you can get them. Guys still trying to come in and top off for fuel. Beautiful paint scheme for Chad Adams. Has him as the 103, but as a next up driver, he doesn't technically have an assigned number, so we'll give him a pass. Gilroy looks to have beat the pace car out. Just want to again shout out backmarkershop.com, as we are affiliated with them and they do a lot of work for us behind the scenes and a lot of work with the Affinity Racing series. Check out backmarkershop.com for all the sim racing gear that you will need. And big shout out to them.
Hopefully soon, YG merch will be migrated over there.
Absolutely. Big plans, big plans.
Big. Wonder what the start will be like now with Jughead side by side instead of, you know, lined up.
They're definitely going to try and time it again. But it's going to be a little harder for Bowers to do on the outside. So we get ready to head back to the green flag here. 5 laps completed, none under green. Fillers hits the Geico restart zone. We're back underway.
Thomas Green's going to get a go to restart. He's going to be on the inside of Bowers.
Inside line has the early advantage as they get up to speed. We'll see if Bowers can fight back on the outside. Oh, and there goes Thomas Green around. He's loose. A little bit further back, Kevin Boley loose, and he'll save it in the 99 machine. This is looking like a dangerous track already. A lot of guys probably didn't think they'd be making a return to Legacy Atlanta, but it's on the schedule. And a completely different style of racing than what the current state of this racetrack is, and it's proven to be a handful early on. Here's Sartaj Man up 4 spots. Thomas Green all up in the wall again. As they are side by side for the second position. 27 coming on it strong here. Those top 10s, those top 5s out of any driver. Through 9 completed races. It looks like we're starting to get settled in a little bit here now. Andrew Tenold actually ran the quickest lap of the race, 31.1, way quicker than anybody else. So he's definitely pushing, trying to get out of this chaos in the middle of the field. As they're heading off into 190 miles an hour into turns 1 and turns 3. Tenold is up 19 positions. Let's go on board with him. As he provided us the most unique driver cam of the season. Went all out for Halloween, and right now he is digging inside the top 10, up 19 positions. He's too wide in front of him, an opportunity to pick up even more spots.
That man is either very naturally warm or that house is warm, because like, he lives in Iowa, and I know it's cold there right now.
Electric bill prices are rising. Got the heater on, absolutely. Let's see here how Tenold, he's the biggest mover. Driving it in deep, getting a nice arc through 1 and 2. Not touching that apron and rising up the racetrack. A little bit of a bobble there on the exit as there's a car stuck down to the inside. Looks like they towed off the racetrack. That was Daniel Pendergrass. And he just left the pits and he's back on pit road. Andrew Tenold getting after it here in the early going. Sartaj Man does take the lead of the race away from James Jimmy Fillers. Let's take a look at how he did it. Listen, it's Halloween. TOS doesn't apply, but here's the pass. It's a good run through 3 and 4, side by side into turn number 1. It's got the inside line, shortest way around the racetrack, and Fillers lets him have it.
I don't know what TOS we're talking about. He's got body paint on. I've seen a lot worse streams with that on.
Now Randy Arms setting the new benchmark. 31 flat for that 8 machine. He's up 7 spots. They're all rim riding here. He's going to take him 3 wide. And it barely works out as they make it somehow, some way. Thomas Green fighting back. Fillers dropping back. Side by side behind them between the 91 and the 7. This is great racing inside of the top 5, and Tenold picks up another spot ahead of Bowers. But we'll be interested to see even Randy Arms, who has great long run speed most of the time. We'll be curious to see.
Fillers loose in front of Talmadge.
That's going to jack everyone up behind him. Here comes Tenold picking him up, putting him down still. And he's into the top 5, up 22 positions, and you just see how much of a handful it is for these drivers.
I think it's just going to get worse for Fillers from here on out. That one ball, now he's got damage on the back of the car. He's about to get split 3 wide.
Here comes Cabe McClenny. He's up from the back. New paint scheme for that 05 machine. Nick Miller's even loose down the back straightaway. But like I said, I'm curious to see how guys like Randy fare and Andrew Tenold, how they fare on these tires, because it is dangerously loose for these guys. And the long run speed is going to be a priority, but do the tires make it a whole fuel run when they're pushing this much? Tire management going to be the name of the game. Atlanta, the legacy version, brilliant side-by-side racing, can use multiple lanes. Saw Thomas Green slip sliding in the opening laps. Now he's back up to second. All these playoff drivers trying to get a lap lead, get a bonus point. You see the 13 there, powered it up early. He wants that lap lead. Almost a photo finish there at the line. Contact between Tenold and Bowers further back. Bowers sideways in the middle of the front stretch, and Nick Miller says thank you very much. Those 2 spots gained there. This is absolutely incredible racing, and it extends way further back throughout the entire field.
You said James Filler's blocking Schwartz down to the line.
Cody B. Johnson picks up a spot there on the 59 and Tony Scarba. He'll set off after Travis De Leon. Justin Johnson, his home race. Known Falcons fan, started 15th, sits 15th, and he might be the smart one here, just trying to save his stuff a little bit.
I think you could be
We're still getting after it. There goes Tenold down to the inside. And behind him, that's Filler's loose again. And these guys are facing absolute destruction of their tires. Filler's outside of the top 10. He'll be outside of the top 15 here in a minute once the 15 machine passes him. So early trouble here for Filler's. Even further back, looks like Chad Adams had an issue. Out of the exit of 2. A little bit loose, right front into the wall, and it looks like a toe link's broken. And his day should be done. Broken toe link there. Here's Cody B. Johnson. We thought De Leon would get the run, but it's actually the 108 of Cody B. Johnson. Ryan Tiller, another one of these playoff contenders. You can see every lane's being used here. Oh, now they're getting a little bit tight. Tiller up into the wall. Cody B. Johnson gets the pass done. Driver update redemption for William Bowman, the driver of the 53 machine. He started in the 26th position. He's up 5 spots to the 21st position, just kind of holding his own right now. He's got a clean race car. Beautiful paint scheme. Updated paint scheme, the Gravedigger paint scheme. He's looking to crack the top 20. Got a clean car, and there's trouble on the back straightaway. Sartaj Man is around in the 27. And Magnus Anderson loose down into him, and there was nothing he could have done there. Everyone's able to miss him. And it is absolute chaos. And who was that? That was Travis, I think, trying to miss everything, and oh, man.
Hey, he was able to get the lockdown, didn't he?
But I think even further back behind that, there was another driver that was sideways into the wall. And that was Kevin Boley in the 99. My goodness, and it is all happening. Let's take a look here, though, what caused that. Off of turn number 2. And everyone's just out of control here. You can see the 7 gasses it up. Right rear just not there, down into the 27, and there goes the chain reaction from there. But Boley, he thinks he's good. He's going to go down to the inside. He'll miss the 28 there, Lucas Reed. And then he sees the 27 parked there, and he has to take it back to the right. And there's Travis De Leon. Loose. They're all just loose tonight, and it's a sight to see. And oh, man, Justin Johnson avoiding disaster there a little bit. And there is a lot going on. Imagine everybody in for 4 fresh tires and fuel. Except for Brandon French, who's going to stay out and get that bonus point. But could be facing... I fully expect him to pit this lap because these cars are simply out of control. Randy Arms wins the race off pit road. Let's go talk to Randy. Here with the YJ Media Motorsports guys. Randy, you won the race off pit road. We expect French in this time by, and everybody's struggling. What's it like in the car?
I actually don't mind it. It's, it's kind of on edge, but it's kind of like how I drive my cars. So, just got to be easy on the gas. Try not to spin the tires. They weren't very friendly this week with the tire sets, so kind of got some split strategies here. So it might get interesting on this restart.
Yeah, only 3 sets in the pits, and a lot of guys loose in the early going, and it's going to have to be a battle of tire management tonight, but you were looking good in that first run there, and yeah, just trying to keep the rubber on it.
Pushed a little hard there at the start because I wanted to get up front, and once I got the lead, I kind of slowed the pace down, and was able to just kind of run my line, and they couldn't get around me, so hopefully I didn't burn them up too much early on, and we can at least stay up here towards the front on this run.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see what you got here on the restart. Got some split strategies, worn tires, and plenty of racing left, so it's going to be a good one tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. So yeah, we got several different strategies here. So it looks like a lot of guys fuel only, or maybe even 2 tires. Thomas Green, I think he took 4. Tenold took 4. Kyle Ritchie took 4. Bowman took 4. Talmadge took 4. Guys have
on the Randy Arm strategy from last week.
Yeah, 3 sets of tires. I mean, you're gonna have to make them last a whole fuel run, and just some of these guys are gonna honestly struggle with that, just based on what we were seeing just in the first handful of laps. Guys were completely sideways out of turn number 2. So with all of that, it looks like we'll have 27 cars on the lead lap. Samuel Demien and Chad Adams called it a night. Daniel Pendergrass is still on pit road. So unofficially, 29 cars still in the race. 1 a lap down, many laps down on pit road. And Samuel Demien just a couple. But we will see here, so maybe look for Thomas Green here on this restart to fly to the front. Picked up his first win of the season last week at Chicagoland to open up the playoffs. It looks like he's the first one on 4 fresh tires, so... But he'll have to make those last 2 sets go a long way. Pace car is off. Randy Arms, the race leader, enters the Geico restart zone. We're back underway.
We're going to be 3 wide going into turn 1.
Bowers, an aggressive start. Nick Miller, 3 wide. Cabe McClenny on the inside. And he goes up to cover the run from Bowers. That opens the door for that 05 of McClenny, although he's loose out of turn number 2. Side by side for second. McClenny back to 4th. Let's take a look at what Thomas Green does, how aggressive he is on these fresh tires. He's around Schwartz there for 6th. Alex Cheer looking to get a couple of spots here. Let's go on board with him, honestly. This will probably be the best way to show it. They are 3 wide almost for the race lead. Miller loose on the bottom. McClenny has to check up for Bowers. Thomas Green through to 5th. And it is all happening just inside the top 5. Andrew Tenold, another one of the guys that took 4 fresh Goodyear tires. He's going to be moving up through this field. But again, tire management will be very important the rest of the way. Ryan Tiller way up on the high side. Magnus Anderson trying to recover. Oh, there goes Schwartz. Now he's losing spots. He's loose down to the inside.
Miller was also loose. We were 3 wide down the backstretch.
Thomas Green now up to third. What a run he's get inside of Bowers for second. And those are the 4 fresh Goodyear tires working. Look how much speed he can carry through the corner. It is no contest. Thomas Green to the race lead. And he'll drive away from pretty much everyone else. Tenold bottled up in traffic with a couple other guys that took 4 tires. Sartaj Man was one of them. He's going to try and get back to the front. Tenold right in this hornet's nest. Yeah, a request for Tenold, and that's, again, the most unique driver cam you'll ever see. And I think he's trying to manage his tires just a little bit better. Cade McClenny also nice enough to provide his. He's up there in 4th right now. And it's looking like a handful. Looking for someone with great track position.
This would be perfect time to throw the Ricky Bobby suit back on. It's Halloween.
Yeah, but look at the hands out of 2. He's just fighting the wheel. Nick Miller goes by on the outside. And it is an absolute handful from 1st back to 28th. Everybody's struggling tonight. Oh, it's almost contact there between the 91 and the 27. 3 playoff drivers right there, all in contention. Yeah, he's wanting this to go green. He doesn't want to have to be put in any awkward situations where he has to pit every 25 laps. He needs to get these tires to last a whole fuel run at minimum. Because if a caution comes out in 5 laps, everyone that didn't take tires on the first one, they're going to come down and take that first set, and he'll have to stay out on the old set. What everybody else did, they took fuel, so that's not a concern. The fuel doesn't matter. Everyone took fuel. It's just a matter of getting the tires to match the fuel run. Tenold picking up another spot, powering through on the inside. Let's take a look at some of the racing further back. Dylan Failvich side by side with Ryan Tiller. A lot of single file back in the pack. The further you get up the field, the more aggressive the racing becomes. Here's Sean Anderson, ahead of Cody B. Johnson. A couple of season debuts for them. Battling around right inside the top 15. Fillers is trying to recover. He was hemorrhaging spots at the end of that first run. Magnus is loose again out of 4. Loses a spot for him and the 33. Looking much more comfortable on this set of tires. Oh, there goes the 9 around right in front of Magnus. He's loose sideways. Justin Johnson has it saved. Yellow is out. And commentator's curse for Fillers, and that was the 9 of Alex Chira sideways. Third caution of the night. Dolly around late. And I am very glad that I am not in the car tonight. That is just brutal for everybody. Here's the 9 of Alex Chira. Loose, down into Andrew Tenold. He bounces back up into Fillers. Nowhere for him to go. Oh my goodness. Dolly gets tagged, but who was that flying through the middle? Dolly, I think he's just trying to miss all the cars. He doesn't know if they're going to go top, bottom, or middle. But was that, that was Travis De Leon that split him middle. And then he gets tagged by Scarbo at the end of it. They don't hit anything, but that's going to be very upsetting for the tires on the 15. We know how sensitive they are. Let's just watch this from De Leon.
I gotta say, I'm somewhat convinced that the CMS machines, their brake pedals don't go all the way down.
Oh, and he split a middle, and then he's just a little loose trying to miss everything. And good save here, not getting in the wall. Scarbo holds it as well. And yeah, Dolly, that's twice that he couldn't really do anything. Looks like Andrew Tenold is going to be put in the position of having to stay out. Same thing with Brandon French. And Thomas Green, he did not take tires. Is that a member of KISS Racing, the 45, or my grandson? I think it's a little bit of both tonight as we approach Halloween. It looks like Chira, he'll be a lap down with all of that.
Something we're going to have to figure out is he a one-man band, or does he have like the entire group of KISS with him?
Looks like Rain.
Go out.
So here's what we were talking about. We'll have to ask that post-race. So yeah, Andrew Tenold and Thomas Green took tires on lap 21. That's their first set. They have 2 left. Randy Arms, Nick Miller, Cabe McClenny, Brandon Bowers, Johnson again. Everybody else took tires on this caution. So they'll be flying to the front, and now Thomas Green and Tenold, maybe Sartaj Man, Jarrett Talmadge, and Schwartz, they're all going to be dropping back, so it's an exact opposite of what we just saw. They all have 2 tire sets left. It's just a matter of when you take them. As Randy mentioned, it's going to be that split strategy.
There's no split strategy. I'm pitting on lap 100, getting tires.
You got 2 left, so you're thinking here, if you just pit it on lap 35 for tires, you got to get it to lap 70, really. You got to go a whole nother fuel run and pit on 100 on that last set. I think that's the way to go. So honestly, I don't know. Tenold, Thomas Green, Sartaj Man, Talmadge, Schwartz. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. Because they pitted on 20, so they're going to go roughly to maybe 50 or 60, and then I just don't see how it works out for them. They needed that run to go green specifically. Stranger things have happened, though. A lot of racing left. Well, these tires weren't made to go 50 laps. You're thinking 30 laps most. You're like, oh, we're just inside of 100 to go. You split it right down the middle, but the fall off here is huge, and you don't want to make it 50-50. You want to kind of split it 30-30-30. You want to do 3 stints instead of 2 here.
I would just ride them till they pop.
That's what they're going to have to do.
Being real stingy with the sets of tires available for these races, I'm going as long as I possibly can. If I got to take fuel and no tires, that's what's happening. I'm getting me fresh tires at the end of this race.
And that's what Tenold and Green did there. They absolutely could not take a second set there. They have to kind of just... This is what the cards they were dealt.
It kind of hurt Randy last week because he was on an early strategy, and each time, like he would just fall back in the actual time of the race.
Yeah, so now look, like here, row 3 and back is where the action's going to come from. But Andrew Tenold, the leader of the race, and there's a guy who restart zone. We're back underway. Schwartz did not get a great restart. Look for Randy, McClenny, Miller to be aggressive here early. He's already down to the inside, picked up 1 spot already, and he's got 3 more that he's going to want to get. And just look how much speed he's able to carry on the bottom side of the racetrack. Already picked up 2 spots in 1 lap. Now he's going to figure out that he is kind of boxing at the moment, as is everyone else behind him on those fresh tires, so he's going to force the issue look middle here. The Sartaj Man takes the lead of the race. He gets into the wall a little bit, almost turns himself off the bumper of Talmadge. But now he's got a clean racetrack in front of him, no one blocking his run off to the high side. And he'll easily pick off Tenold, and he's going to hope to do the same to Thomas Green and Sartaj Man in front of him. Thomas Green takes the high side, so Randy says, all right, I'll just go fly underneath you. They're hanging tough, though. Tenold's still in the top 5, hanging on. Thomas Green putting up a fight on the outside. So they're doing a little bit better than I thought they would. You know, Randy would love to clear here if he can and not put more of a strain on his tires. He actually hit the apron there. That's going to open the door for McClenny. He's going to look to pass him on the outside, and Thomas Green doing a masterful job managing right now. He's making everyone behind him on the new tires burn up the tire difference.
I love the concern in race chat of being able to finish before sundown. No lights.
Thomas Green way up. Trying to get the momentum off of turn number 2. He's loose. Those tires are starting to fall off.
He gets into the wall trying to get around him.
But he should have the run here. Randy's going to go up with him. Here comes Nick Miller to the party. Was not here last week, but we know he's got great speed. And now that 13 lost the top side of the racetrack, and he's going to lose 3 spots in 1 lap. But it is an ebb and a flow. If they get the right cautions, Tenold, Sartaj Man, Thomas Green, they'll be right back into this race. It's just a matter of when do they pit. Magnus Anderson trying to recover. He had great speed early on, but
Cave's going to lead this lap, I'm pretty sure. He is. New race leader.
Cave McClenny in the 05 looking for his 2nd win. He's the only next up driver to get a win, and he's trying to double that total. But now Randy, he gets that high side. That's where you want to be on the fresh tires. And we'll see what kind of speed this 8 has to track down the 05, and Nick Miller's right there as well. Haven't seen a whole lot of drivers sideways loose. So it looks like as they get further into the run, they're starting to get a better handle of things and potentially more control under these race cars. If you're Randy, you're sitting pretty right now, knowing that you're the highest running playoff driver, Sartaj Man. 2 spots behind you. He's sitting pretty. Came in tonight, the points leader. But he is going to drop back on that offset tire strategy. It's going to be a little bit of pain for some of these guys. Tenold now down to 13th, and he's got Scarebell all over his back bumper. William Bowman looking to crack the top 10. Sean Anderson, Cody B. Johnson doing a heck of a job on their debut. We've seen them a couple of times on Tuesday nights, most of the time. Actually, they ran pretty much the full season there. They both did a very nice job in the Xfinity cars. A little bit of contact there, though. Between the 91 and the 108. And Gabe McClenny starting to stretch his legs a little bit. Got the gap up to half a second. However, Nick Miller and Randy Arms aren't doing themselves any favors side by side. And they are letting that 05 scoot away.
There's a little bobble there by Nick Miller, so they're going to be getting in line. Potentially to keep them within arm's reach.
I see what you did there. I saw it. Justin Johnson, he's making a big move. He's trying to push Kyle Ritchie through on Thomas Green. He's also on that offset tire strategy, the 13 machine, so he's going to be dropping back. a little bit. Really, Sartaj Man has got to be applauded here. He's only dropped back to 5th, so this is working out for him very well if he can maintain some sort of track position. We work lap 51. Let's crank it up here for the first time tonight in the Takeoff 200. Nick Miller was able to get around Randy Arms for 2nd, and he has slowly closed in on the race leader from half a second down to about 3.5 tenths of a second. And if you're Randy Arms, you think, all right, that's fine. It's not a playoff driver getting around me, so I can kind of follow in his draft and get pulled to the lead potentially. Tell you what, this 108... the 113 machine, excuse me, and the 108 are both moving up very nicely. They're in 7th and 9th, and 113 trying to make it 7th, 8th. And this is where most of the racing's going on right now, right around 6th to 9th place. Sartaj Man in the picture as well, still hanging on brilliantly. Doing a nice job. And just behind them, there's a whole second group going at it. Ryan Taylor still working that high side. Tannel falling back, but he's on the offset tire strategy as well. Just trying to hang on and get to another caution or get to a point where he feels comfortable pitting for his second set of tires. It's a three-way fight for second. And with that, it's kind of let Cade McClenny escape a little bit.
I can't believe these guys have actually pulled out a 2-second lead on 5th place.
Yeah, you got Cade McClenny, 7 tenths back to Nick Miller, Randy Harms, Brandon Bowers, and then it's 2 seconds back to Kyle Ritchie. So a couple of different groupings here. And it's about 5 cars here. And then another second back to Thomas Green, and then so on and so forth. Got a couple of different groups all chasing each other down. But Legacy Atlanta was always a solid track for racing, and as Bowers tries to get into the podium positions.
Of course, you would be an Atlanta homer.
I'm just saying, it's a good track. It must be said there was so much parity during the regular season. Only 2-time multiple winners, and one of them didn't even make the playoffs. Although Nick Miller has his internet to thank for that. Randy way up the racetrack. But it was Brandon Bowers and Nick Miller with 2 wins apiece. Sartaj Man, Thomas Green, Kyle Ritchie, Cade McClenny, and Zach Allman all with 1 win each. So there really isn't a dominant car.
There kind of has been. He just isn't a multi-time race winner.
Yeah, Sartaj Man probably has the most consistent season going. He's running 9th right now, which is unusual for him, but again, he's trying that alternate strategy.
I was really talking about Cade McClenny, who could very have well been another multi-time race winner to not make the playoffs, simply because he would not be allowed to.
That is a good point. So I'll be curious. Looks like we have Jonathan Dolly in for a pit stop. heavy damage to the right side of that 74 machine. He really never got a chance to get off the starting blocks. Involved in the first incident of the night. It's funny, Cade McClenney comes into the NextGen series and does so well, but he's locked in a fierce battle for the Next Up Championship on Wednesday nights. Joshua Parent giving him everything and then some. He's only 10 points behind, and Sean Anderson is in third in the Next Up, 42 points behind, and Cody B. Johnson, 68 behind. So, makes sense why they'd run so well here. Tenold and Leon battle back and forth. Casey Brown trying to get around his teammate in Ryan Tillert. Dylan Felvich gets around William Bowman. But like you mentioned, you think he's the dominant car in terms of, probably overall race management. Doesn't have the wins to show it, but he's usually always up there, and he starts from the back every week. It's the EOL.
I think that's one of the biggest things, is he literally has to be at the back. Oh, we've lost Ollie.
It's like Magnus Anderson is in the 7 machine. He started in the 4th position, not the race he would have wanted, and Tenold's going to pull the trigger. And this is probably right around the time when it makes sense, because you do a fuel run, get to 100. So we'll see how this strategy works out and where he kind of cycles through. He'll be by far the quickest car on the racetrack. The fall off is over a second. Things are getting spread out once they get spread out. You need engagement, enlightenment. You heard it there from Dolly himself in chat. Broken toe link, and that was evident with the right side damage. He said, we'll be back at Martinsville. Thomas Green trying to fight back. Getting around his teammate, William Bowman, right there in the mix as well.
Driver up for Andrew Tenold.
Andrew Tenold just pitted a couple of laps ago. He's down in 26th. He started in the 27th position, did not get a qualifying lap. But he is currently the quickest car on the racetrack.
We don't talk about Pinder unless we're EOLing Pinder, okay?
I'm curious, though. It said Andrew Tenold's pit stop was 9 seconds. Did he not take 4 tires there? Why would he not have taken 4 tires? Kevin Boley is in the 99, so first round of green flag pit stops tonight could be underway here for a handful of drivers. Got a driver, or not driver update redemption. Tenold did not take tires. So that is interesting. I don't know why he would have done that. Puts himself behind the 8 ball, I feel like. But nevertheless, got to crank it up, redemption. We're going to crank it up. As the first of the leaders pits as we return from Crank It Up, Randy Arms will give up a top 5 running position. He'll come down for fresh tires. Gives him a perfect opportunity to run 30 laps and come in and pit. Like Art mentioned, to do 30 laps sprint to the end, and he'll be putting pressure on Cade McClenney and Nick Miller. We'll see when they respond. I'm curious why we haven't seen Thomas Green or Sartaj Manning, because they didn't take tires on the last stop. They took fuel, so they're on the same fuel run, but the tires have got to be begging to be changed. And here comes Bowers in from 3rd. Sean Anderson in, Lucas Reed in, and here comes everybody else. Back half the top 15 coming in. But it is Cade McClenney comfortably ahead by 0.6 of a second over Nick Miller, and they might end up losing the lead here to Randy. And McClenney is in, Nick Miller goes around. He'll take the lead for the first time here tonight.
Cade McClenney misses the entrance pit road.
Let's take a look here. What happened to the 05? And that should be a penalty. Unsafe pit entry, and that completely changes the complexion here of the Takeoff 200. Just locked it up.
The 108 was too far forward in his box. He had to back it up.
For McClenney, you said?
The 108, Cody B. Johnson.
Take a look there. What happened to the 108 machine coming in and just locked it up and just a little bit over the line. NASCAR official says back it up. Justin Johnson is in. It's a bad transition. I've always hated the turn 4 Atlanta pit transition. It's tough to nail. Schwartz in.
State's got its own problems, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of conservative entries there. And Nick Miller continues to lead, so Randy came in on 68. He still doesn't get ahead of Bowers even with the 2 laps. So Brandon Bowers is in an excellent position here to take over the lead of this race as Nick Miller finally pits. And I expect it'll be Bowers, then Randy, and then Sean Anderson. Your top 3. And there is McClenney having to serve that penalty. Nick Miller left side's going on. And he is down and away, but here comes Brandon Bowers. He'll easily take the lead of the race. Here goes 2nd on by. Here comes 3rd, and we might lose one to Kyle Ritchie, maybe. Very close on the exit. 76 will be to his outside, and he will be through. But the 19 has the fresh tires. He should clear him pretty quickly here. Take probably a lap to warm up, and 76 does get cleared for at least a corner. Cody Johnson has to sit there just behind. And he actually puts it in the outside wall. The 19 with those 2 lap fresher tires with the fall off over a second. Even 2 laps makes a big difference, and he's right back on by. Oh, and around
right
goes Cody B. Johnson. Yellow is out.
Ooh. Cody B. Johnson thought he would have more room to come up out of the corner.
It's on Kyle Ritchie, and Nick Miller is thankful he got that move done. And yeah, he had the 2 lap fresher tires from Kyle Ritchie, and he thought maybe that the 76 would be up maybe half a lane extra But really, he's just arcing it out. He has the run, but just runs out of real estate. Around he goes, and decent amount of damage there for the 76, who was having a nice run. Needed this as he heads into Martinsville, but I think that might be day done with the tow link. And it is. So huge championship implications there.
Oh, that is just...
And just like this. There it goes. It went straight on him. And that is devastating.
That wasn't even that hard of a hit.
Yeah, and let me fully say that was not obviously intentional by the 108. Just overcooked it just by half a car length, and you see the results it has. But this will be interesting to see what kind of strategy we have now.
Why these cars gotta be made out of paper mache?
Everything is but the tow link. So I think this actually plays into Tenold's hands, because he was able to get back on the lead lap. This actually might be huge for Tenold. I'm thinking he took tires, or he didn't take tires on the last time. He took fuel, so he had a quicker pit stop, and he cycled around to the lead lap when everyone else pitted. And he takes tires now, and he gives himself a couple laps advantage. Somehow, some way, it worked out for him.
That was kind of the strategy all along. At least I would think.
I didn't think it would be, though. I thought you just bite the bullet, short pit a couple laps before. Like, you pitted on lap 25, you come pit on lap 60, you just go to 90, you bite the bullet on that last run. You want to be good in the short term. But that was another wrinkle to the strategy that I didn't see. So well done for Tenold. Got the caution he needed, and he'll be moving back up towards the front here. That puts the 9 back on the lead lap, so trouble for one TTSL teammate is good news for the other. As the 9 machine gets back on the lead lap, he'll drop to the tail end of the longest line, being the lucky dog recipient. Or did he not get it? Was it,
I think it was fillers.
Oh, was it? Yes, it was. It was fillers. My mistake. So
Fillers being a lap down was surprising.
Yeah, I think he got caught out on the cycle there. So that puts Demien 1 lap down, Brandon French 1 lap down, and Alex Chira 1 lap down. Ryan Tiller is 2 down. Oh, McClenny got it? So what's fillers? It's just catching up then.
Cabe is the lucky dog.
All right. Thank you, race control.
Why was fillers like a minute behind?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Just
Why are you in our booth anyway?
tell you guys what the actual problem is. Or what's
I don't
going on.
care. Bully race control.
Fair enough. We don't have it right 100% of the time, so that's 23 cars on the lead lap.
How dare he make us look wrong?
Back to Demien. Hang on, I'm all sorts of lost here. I thought it was... Never mind then. And then, hang on.
We're hanging.
Alright, so officially it should be... .23 on the lead lap. Okay, yeah, so mass confusion there, temporarily solved. Lights are out on top of the pace car. And Alex Chiro will be the first car 1 lap down with Brandon French Tiller still 2 down. All right, we've reset the running order. We need 1 more pit stop. I still won my fantasy matchup even though Travis Kelce did nothing, so I don't care that they lost. It's okay. But it is Brandon Bowers and Randy Arms on the front row here for the lap 81 restart. Flagman waits patiently. They enter the Geico restart zone. We're back underway. Good restart from Bowers. He's 2 car lengths clear. Nick Miller trying to get the run off the high side. Anderson tries the slide job. Not able to clear, though. Nick Miller does have the freshest tires out of anyone in the top 5 with Sartaj Man. So we'll see what the 19 and 27 can do. With their couple extra lap, fresher tires. Take a look here if it shows it properly. Lap 70 for Bowers, 68 for Arms, 73 for Miller and Man. Multiple cars in the wall.
Yellow is out.
And it's Samuel Demien, Cody B. Johnson. Alex Jira will avoid that. Should be your lucky dog now. Let's take a look at what happened here off turn number 2.
Starts with Demian and Travis J.P. De Leon.
He just never had a run there, and just a chain reaction. He wasn't loose. He just kept getting... It was the exact opposite. He just kept getting tight, tight, tight. Has to back out of the throttle, and still hits the wall. 21, nowhere to go. Doesn't think he's going to hit the wall, but he hits the wall. Checks up real bad. Tiller gets him around right into Cody B. Johnson, and there's your 3-car incident.
I believe that's going to give us Shira on the lead lap now.
It will. The 24. And that'll put Brandon French a lap down all by himself. As Bowers still leads. Dylan Failwich has had a quiet night. He's now up inside the top 10. Justin Johnson also slowly working his way up through this field. Thomas Green trying to recover. Lucas Reed, same thing, quiet night, but he's working his way up here beautifully in the 28 machine. And Cade McClenny, he'll restart 14th. Got the lucky dog, and he's back in the fight. In that 05 machine. Since Halloween is tomorrow, it's obviously the perfect time to ask, what is the best Halloween candy? What do you want in your bucket?
The best Halloween candy?
Correct.
Probably, if I could pick any candy to just get a ton of, Reese's Pumpkins.
Reese's Pumpkins, that's yeah. The little holiday themed Reese's just so much better than a regular Reese for some reason.
Yeah, because it's less chocolate and more peanut.
All right, we could just go ahead and ban whoever said candy corn. We did not need it. Well, happy early birthday to Shelby. So I guess you get cake and candy on the birthday. It's not a bad birthday to have.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't like candy, which is like sad.
That's L. But candy corn's the biggest L. Nobody likes candy corn. Don't lie on the internet. It's not nice. I gotta say, like, candy cigarettes.
How old are you?
I mean, that is just an awful take. Like, where's that Dale Jr. meme where it's just awful take? Like, that's candy corn is atrocious. I'm thinking. I gotta go basically like I'm kind of a chocolate person. Give me some Kit Kats or Twix, just in abundance of that. Because it's usually not hot enough to melt instantly, so it's just. I love it.
I think Twix, is better than Kit Kat.
I don't know that it is, though. At least for me.
The cookie with like the caramel and the chocolate is great.
I'm trying to think. The people that like candy corn are the same people that like the candy from their grandmas that have just sat in that bowl for 20 years and it's just kind of unmarked. That's the same target audience. It's the people that like candy corn.
We don't talk about Werther's Originals. All right, those slap. I was about to say a word that I can't say on stream. They slap.
There you
Like
go.
those dollar store like watermelon candies.
Butterscotch. Next you're gonna tell me you like black licorice. Yeah, the strawberry
Okay,
candy
so-
wrappers.
Or yeah, strawberry. I guess they're not watermelon. They're strawberry. But those strawberry candy, like they slap. I don't care. I don't care if they're old people candy.
Oh, brother. Anything.
Exactly.
Whatever.
I agree with him.
But resetting the field here, 23 cars on the lead lap. We did lose De Leon from that wreck. He's on pit road. So it was 24, immediately back down to 23.
And finding out that they sell those at the dollar store was shocking. Couldn't find them anywhere else, but they're at the dollar store.
Here comes Brandon Bowers again on the restart. Enters the Geico restart zone, gets another great jump. And he'll be clear heading down into turn number 1. Orange slices.
I don't
Man.
know, like, I don't know if he means actual orange
See, now he's just trying to rage bait. That's all it is. Ooh, Sartaj man was thinking about pretty wide there. He does have those fresh tires. He gets to the outside of Nick Miller. This could be important. Randy, a couple older laps tires. Can he hold him off? Like, see, that one was purely just as a joke. Like, Candy Corn, he actually believes it, and he should be shamed for that. There's someone going around. I believe it's Lucas Reed. Duke's hazarding it through the trioval grass, and he'll save it. He had help from... Oh, he just loses it. He dips it in there. I thought Schwartz got into him. But he backs it down and is able to save that car.
We've got the yellow flag out.
And then immediately after that, does look like Schwartz has his own incident. Oh, man! Oh, my goodness. Michael McElroy, Ryan Tiller involved. So down the back straightaway, we've seen this a time or two loose. McClenny not able to check up in time. Justin Johnson, they're 3 wide going into 3. But that's not the incident that brought it out.
I believe it is.
McElroy and Tiller piling in late. But Schwartz unable to save it. Filler's about to get selected and Tiller nowhere to go. Max, best Halloween. I've been trick-or-treating in so long, that's the issue. My youthful childhood is gone. I don't remember it. That's because bottle cap. What is this? Where are we at here? You're all old.
They are.
I mean, I know they are. That's the thing. You're all old. Laffy Taffy was good. It's not the best. Just looking at some of the other comments. Laffy Taffy is solid. I never got it much on Halloween, though. It's just kind of random.
Hold on. But before we get super into this, let's go take one final look at Ryan Tiller's car. We said he wouldn't get much airtime because he said his stuff was better than ours.
Yeah.
But he is manually disconnected, so we won't have a chance to see his car again.
So let's go take a look here. Yeah, because his car is destroyed. At the same time, his playoff hopes are destroyed. So he doesn't even see it, and then at the last second, I mean, that's just tough. He just slides all the way up the racetrack. McElroy has a certified concussion, and then he just rolls down the racetrack, destroyed. And I think Cody B. Johnson, does he get in there as well? Is that another car? Even further back, there's... Yeah, he puts it in the wall. Oh, that's Chira that gets into him, and then Cody B. Johnson for good measure. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, so Schwartz was... that's unlucky. He wasn't able to save it because he had no steering.
If you're the same age or older than Corbin, you're old. I'm getting...
No, I don't know bottle caps. Yeah, but... So red Twizzlers are getting back to what's important.
Pull-apart Twizzlers are better than normal Twizzlers.
I never thought Twizzlers had any taste whatsoever. And I'm a fan of, like, cherry stuff. Like the red Twizzlers, they never had any taste for me ever. So I can't.
Are you talking about just like the normal?
Yeah, the normal Twizzlers just had no taste, nothing.
Suck.
Yeah,
pull apart Twizzlers are better. Pull and peel.
I can agree with that. But like the original Twizzler, I was like, what's the hype behind it? It has no taste. Best Halloween candy. Oh jeez.
I mean, I picked mine. You know, the themed like Reese's. Just
I gotta go look at the. Oh, can we get a tier list work? Let's get a tier list working here.
About to have a wide immediate tier list of Halloween candy released at midnight.
Honestly,
I found old candies that I haven't had a lot of recently. Chico Stick is great. Also, peanut butter bars like Atkins.
So, as a kid, are we all right? So, can I have two?
You can have whatever you want.
Like as a
You're an
current and as like a kid.
Sure.
As a kid, the best Halloween candy was a full-size Snickers bar. That was mine. Like, I would get it very rarely. Full-size Snickers bar. That was probably the best. Currently, if I had to, like, if I was trick-or-treating, what do I want in my bucket? It would be a Kit Kat. I choose chocolate over like the sweets, like the sours stuff. Skittles are good. Like in terms of like the fruity stuff, Skittles are number one. In terms of that, Warheads are no. Sour stuff is awful. Can't stand sours.
Weak.
Whatever.
I love Sour Patch Kids. I love Warheads.
Got a lot of bubble gum, but it was a lot of Twix is good. Left Twix is better though.
That's the whitest thing you've ever seen.
But I think Snickers and Kit Kat's top two. See, M&M's never did it for me because you always got like the mini packs and it was like 3 in a pack. It never did it for me.
Peanut M&M's cleared anyway.
The peanut M&M's are so much better. Maturing is realizing that peanut M&M's are better than the original.
We're going green.
We're back to the restart here. Lap number 93. Bowers is a little sideways on that restart. Randy Arms is actually able to stick with him. And he's going to go to the top side of the racetrack. He's going to try and get the momentum. Bowers is sliding up. They're all sliding. Randy Arms into the wall. But he holds it. Is the steering broke? He's going to lose a plethora of spots heading into turn number 3. Bowers all out of shape, and Sartaj Man takes advantage.
If you're allergic to peanuts...
That's a skill issue. Your parents let you down.
That's just entirely, like, there is
your
no
fault.
good Halloween candy. You've lost. You've lost the game. Life is just boring for you.
Yeah. Just stay inside. Hand out toothbrushes or something. But it's also your parents' fault, though, for making, like, that's your fault. Also, if you're lactose intolerant, also your fault. Yeah.
Hey,
you're missing out.
That doesn't happen. Like, if you are lactose intolerant,
Bowers is starting to press a little bit.
I can't have dairy. That's on you. Right? Be prepared.
I'm willing to risk it all.
Going into exactly. Yeah. It's like it doesn't affect me as bad as probably most people. Ooh,
3 wide for the race lead. Nick Miller.
There.
Bowers is starting to slide here. Press. Sartaj Man blocking off Bowers. He blocks off his teammate. And just grow up. Oh, man.
Honestly, just do it. Like
and Thomas Green is back into the picture, though. He's kind of on the same strategy now. We had a couple of cautions that bunched everybody up in terms of tire strategy, I feel like. So race is on. Top 4 trying to settle it. Cade McClenny trying to get back in the mix. Randy trying to recover. Oh, but he's really loose. That damage is not helping this 8 machine. He's going to need another caution. 4 fresh tires and to fix the damage on the right side of that machine. Tennell back into the top 10 now. He's got back on the same strategy. He's the biggest mover, 17 spots. 21 cars on the lead lap. We lost Schwartz and Michael McElroy with that last wreck. 21 on the lead lap. Approaching 30 laps to go. But it kind of started on this restart. Bowers did, and yellow was out. Looking for Casey Brown.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is Casey Brown.
And he was already here. Samuel Demian also in the wall. Fillers was loose into the wall. Right front probably broken right there. And he clips Magnus. Casey Brown up into the 15 of Travis De Leon. Caution is out again.
I like how someone, decided to question me in chat when I said Chico Stick. It's like, we're the ones broadcasting. You have the ability to... All right. It's like a stick of peanut butter, kind of. I don't know how to describe it. But it's great.
The only thing I know...
What is happening there? Who's doing donuts on pit exit? Is that Travis?
Oh my. Okay, I think his left rear got clipped. So I think it was broke. Because he gets kind of like... Yeah, no, he's just stuck.
No.
Yeah, he's done. Because I think Casey Brown's steering was broke too. Yeah, right in the left rear. And he's stuck on the wall. Look at this. Let's go on board. So he actually has a little bit of steering. But I mean, he's trying to put it back in first, and he can't reverse. Left rear got to be broke, and I'm curious if Casey Brown... So it looks like he has some steering, actually, which is weird because we had a light... Like, see, that broke the right front on Schwartz's car. And then that didn't do it either. I'm shocked. Driver update redemption for William Bowman. He started in the 26th position. He stays out here to run in the 3rd position. Who just blinked out, though? That gave him 3rd. What happened? What? But yeah, he's running 3rd right now. It was Bowers. What happened to... Where did he end up at? How did that happen? What happened to Bowers here? Oh, he came into pit on the second. Yeah, so never mind. All right, getting caught up. So Bowers comes in late to pit, follows Sartaj Man in. So to continue the driver update, Bowman stays out. He's up 23 spots now in the 3rd position. Why did Corbin get timed out?
He said a bad thing in chat.
Okay. Thomas Green back in the lead, though. So again, we have the mix of tire strategies. I think a couple of guys took right there to take him. I think Bowers was one, Cade McClenny, Tenold, Vailvich, but Thomas Green, Fillers, Bowman, Nick Miller, Talmadge, Justin Johnson, Alex Chira, and Sean Anderson did not take their last set there. And those zombie Skittles were awful. I just threw them out.
I didn't know they had zombie Skittles. That just sounds like a bad idea. Like, it makes sense with the jelly beans.
Kids in Pittsburgh have to be worried about their candy being laced with a Matt Canada-led offense. So they got to watch out for that.
It doesn't do harm to anybody, though.
It's so bad, it's deadly. It's horrid. Most horrifying thing I can think of. We're getting here down to crunch time. 30 laps to go. And Thomas Green back up front late. But he's on a different tire strategy. He's going to hope for a caution in a handful of laps. Because he doesn't want one to come out now. It doesn't do him any good because guys just pitted. He wants probably 10, 15 laps. He'll split it right down the middle. And he'll try and make a hard dart charge at the end. So we got a mix of tire strategies, and it's all going to get topsy-turvy, chaotic here towards the end. 22 cars on the lead lap. Jonathan Schwartz is the first car laps down. No one lap down. And it's all getting ready to pop off here. Taylor Swift bracelets in their candy.
Careful, you mentioned that name, someone will pop up.
How did they lose to the Broncos? Just don't understand it. Either way, Thomas Green on old tires enters the Geico restart zone. He gets a decent start, all things considered. James Jimmy Fillers does not. Miller gets held up a little bit there. These guys had a couple of dust-ups throughout the regular season, but nothing in recent weeks.
Oh, they're going around. William Bowman is sideways.
Alex
Yellow
Shearer
is out.
gets a piece. Andrew Tennant, I think, misses it. Kevin Boley, Lucas Reed up into the wall. Talmadge, I think, has a left front broke. And that got ugly quick. William Bowman in front of the field. And when Talmadge just stuffs it up in there. Oh my. 9, nowhere to go. That's 2 big hits. The 99 big hit on the left front.
91 trying to make room where there just wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a lot to risk there. So he doesn't get a good start. He's also on the old tires. And so obviously the 91's frustrated, probably. He's like, hey, we didn't get going. Still not going. And he's probably like, hey, we got Bowers. And Bowers doesn't get him. He had already made that contact. And that was the 91 trying to force a hole, and it was not there. Gets him in the left rear, and then Bowers slides up on the apron, knocks him into the wall, and that is big damage. And that's a mistake from someone that's usually so reliable. So here's the thing. Thomas Green comes down now. I don't know that I agree with that, because there's no, like, the guys that just pitted on our most recent caution before this, there's like a 2-lap difference. And what, like, none of them were under green flag conditions. I think you got to wait till like 110, because I'm almost positive we'll get another caution. You got to get like a little bit of an offset there. But we'll see if it works out.
I do love the conspiracies that the Chiefs did poorly because Swift wasn't there.
They're like, hey, can you cancel your tour and just come watch us play football?
It's like, we will give you ungodly amounts of money to show up to Kansas City football games. There would be a revitalization in NFL culture. White girls everywhere loving the NFL.
Filler's now in the lead. He put it on lap 91. Everyone behind him, lap 98. Brandon French, 91. Thomas Green, 103. Nick Miller, 103. Justin Johnson, so on and so forth, 103. So again, still a mixed bag of tire strategies here in the final 25 laps.
What do you think would be worse for the NFL, the continued support of Swifties or the aftermath if they break up?
I don't think I don't know. I don't think like they're that invested. I think if she actually fully was committed, I think it'd be great for them to have new fans. I don't know how much bigger they can get in terms of like product, because it's, I mean, if you don't know the NFL, you just don't, like, you're not going to get it if you're not already invested. So I don't know.
I think you underestimate Swifties.
I gotta find that one comment. It's like, so don't worry, the Swifties will figure out the pass interference rule or something. I gotta find that again. Something like that.
I love the ones that are like, if Travis Kelce gets hurt on turf, like the
oh, that's what it was. You say it's like the Swifties are gonna figure out how to get turf banned everywhere or something. That was going. What's the waffles comment? Waffles.
What?
Waffles superior to what? Pancakes? I agree with that. French toast.
Superior to like anything.
It goes French toast, waffles,
No.
pancakes.
No.
However,
Your opinion is wrong already.
I will eat like, you have to go out of your way to get French toast. It's a specialty meal. Waffles, you can get pretty much.
Who wants wet bread? That's weird.
Wheat or white bread.
It's weird. Just give me waffles. Rudy says, "Get me in the booth." You're in the booth. What do you want?
Jeffrey Rudick in the booth. How we doing?
We're doing great. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. What?
I think they removed him.
What?
He's now in the admin chat. I think they said no. Oh, he's back.
RFD.
I don't know what that means. I'll be honest.
This is a family-friendly channel, sir. Please.
20.
Yeah, rooted for president.
There you go. 24 laps to go on the restart. It'll be Fillers and Sean Anderson in the front row. Bowers pushing his teammate. That's good teamwork there between the Jughead boys. Sean Anderson will slot into third. Cabe McClenny back to fourth. Andrew Tenold fifth. Careful with Sean Anderson there. McClenny splits him. He does get back to the podium. Sartaj Mann trying to make it back up. Failvich 3 wide. Randy back in the mix as well. And it's all to play for, all to lose for these playoff drivers.
Oh, and what are your thoughts on the race so far? Can you speak up or remove you the admin chat? He is. For now.
Right now it's Jughead 1-2. McClenny into the wall. They're all pushing. Sartaj Mann in the wall. Failvich in the wall. Tenold picks up 2 spots. Randy gets 1. Here comes Nick Miller to try and pick up the pieces. Thomas Green coming with him. Magnus Anderson and Scarbo making late charges as well. But here comes Cabe McClenny to the inside of Fillers. He's got a couple laps fresher tires. A little bit of contact there. He's going to lose momentum. Sean Anderson. 5 is going to have an opportunity to go 3 wide as these front 4 start to pull away. I'm looking for someone like Nick Miller or Justin Johnson or Thomas Green. They put it on 103 to make a late run at this. Cody B. Johnson, maybe. Damien. He's had a quiet night. He can get a top 10 here late. McClenny was the hard charger. Coming to 20 laps to go. Oh, that's Tenold loose. Gathers it back up. He'll keep it on the inside. Lose a handful of spots. Almost 3 wide. You can't be in tire conservation mode. You kind of have to just go for it now. So they'll be slipping and sliding all over this racetrack, like we saw in the opening stages. McClenny is being held up by Fillers, who's playing the ultimate team game. Sartaj Mann and Nick Miller, that's teammates going at it. Oh, but McClenny gets the high side through 3 and 4. That's probably what he wanted, is to have the run off. Scarbo loose off of 2. He'll slide up, and he's going to miss everybody somehow, some way. And he'll slide down to the inside and will stay green. And again, Fillers with a staunch defense. McClenny going to try the slide job or the crossover move. Loose out of 2, not able to get it done this time. And he just stuffs it up to his inside. He knows Nick Miller is coming. Look at the speed from Nick Miller. 3 wide. Gets around Sean Anderson and side by side with his teammate. And McClenny still frustrated, not able to get around Fillers. Fillers going to try and clear, but he's not able to do so. Momentum was just too much, and he'll have to slot into third and hope that Bowers can hold him off here in the final 18 laps. But it is Nick Miller, the quickest man on the racetrack right now. And he has instantly gotten to the back bumper of this 10 and the 05. And I think the 05 burned his stuff up trying to get around the 10, so it could be Nick Miller's race.
We still have 15 laps to settle it.
And so he's only 0.6 of a second back. Nick Miller, the only one in the 30s, so yeah, it's his race to lose as it stands currently. 16 laps to go.
Going to lose another spot here to Sartaj Mann.
So McClenny's going to have to block. And he's still closing in on Bowers, but he's going to lose out to Miller here. You think it's just a matter of time. There's a little drama between the younger brother of Cabe and Nick Miller last week at the All-Star race, but none between these two, specifically.
I mean, the McClenny name is the McClenny name, though. I know there are people out there who have probably made assumptions about either you or I based on the last name.
Miller going to try. Oh, he gets loose underneath him. That'll allow McClenny to get back by. They're both quicker than Bowers at the current moment. But it's just a matter of, can Nick Miller clear Cabe McClenny in time? Because if that happens, I feel like he's got a straight shot at him. But McClenny's going to stick to that high side. He's going to force Miller to go to the low line. He's not going to have the momentum on corner exit to complete the pass. He's going to have to hope for a bobble. But however, McClenny, he's kind of stagnated now. He's stuck at 0.4 of a second. This battling, trying to hold off the 19, has kind of slammed the door shut of a potential win for this 05. And you can tell that 19 wants the high side. The 05 is not going to give it to him.
In the 05.
Oh, but the 05's loose. It's going to be an opportunity here for the 19. I expect he's going to make a big move down into 3 and 4 and just get back to the throttle early. He is clear. And he's got 4.5 of a second to Brandon Bowers. With 12 laps to go, the 05 going to fight it back, though, if he can, but taste of his own medicine, the 19 says, yeah, I'll give you the bottom. Go ahead and take it. You won't have the momentum out of turn number 2. And the move is done. And that kills his momentum, and here comes Sartaj Mann and Sean Anderson. Put this 05 under pressure. The final spot on the podium up for grabs. The win up for grabs. Last spot in the top 10 up for grabs, and so on and so forth, as we are not done by any stretch of the imagination here. Magnus loose out of 4. Cody B. Johnson through the grass. Can they all hang on for 11.5 laps? Sartaj Mann, does he have anything here? He also pitted on lap 103 with his 98, excuse me. Does Justin Johnson have anything? He's getting all out of shape by Dylan Failvich behind him. Both playoff drivers. And 10 laps to go is Nick Miller. Still at 0.4 of a second. He'll get the run off of 2. Close into 0.3. Let's go on board with the driver of the number 19 machine. And Bowers is giving him that middle lane. He got clean air. He's going to get the momentum off of these corners.
You'll see a battle here now between Cabe McClenny and Sartaj Mann.
Sean Anderson trying to find a way through. The 05 sticking to the top, making him go around the inside. And you see there, the 27 just loses that momentum. Gets tied up underneath the 05. McClenny will hold on to third for another lap.
Bowers just running faster laps than Nick Miller.
Last lap was a 31.50 for Bowers. Last lap for Nick Miller, a 31.52. So did Nick Miller burn up his stuff with the battle with McClenny? Does he have anything left for him? And does everyone in further on back, do they hold on to it? Do we go green to the end? If not, does anyone have a tire set left? Fillers is able to get around Sartaj Mann. They're all rim riding now. Sartaj Mann loose into the wall! A rare mistake for the 27. And he'll lose a handful of spots. Sean Anderson Into the 88 of Failvich. He's way up the racetrack. Here comes the 33, the 27 loose again. Sideways out of 4.
They're trying to wad up these race cars. And obviously not
Let's
actually.
just take a look here. With the 27, he just gets loose all on his own. Tries to gather it up. Nope. I mean, at the very end, but he was already going around before Sean Anderson did anything. And he'll fall back to 8th. Andrew Tennell was able to get around the 21. Here's the battle for 10th. Last spot in the top 10, and Bowers has opened it up to 6.5 tenths of a second with 5 laps to go.
I think Sartaj Man has a meatball.
Let's go on board with him. I don't know.
Because he had black flags cleared. And I don't think he did anything other than hit the wall.
Yeah, it's probably going to say he had like 10 seconds of required with a toe link there, but we'll see about that. He can drive
The
it.
car's still somewhat dry.
I mean, he's pretty slow compared to those around him, but I mean, he's making minimum speed, so I can kind of agree with that decision. But right now, it's Brandon Bowers with 4 laps to go. Came in with 2 wins, looking to pick up his 3rd and cement his place at the top of the championship standings.
He's consistently been faster than Nick Miller, but last lap, Miller was a 10th faster.
He got it from 6 back to 5 tenths. But does he have a last gasp? Fillers trying desperately to hang on to the podium. Cave McClenney putting him under all sorts of pressure. Failvich rebounds to a top 5. Sean Anderson looking like he'll get 6th or 7th in his debut. Justin Johnson will determine that outcome. Sartaj Man is just trying to hang on. He wants the laps to count down. Tenold gonna go on by for 8th, and realistically he'll finish. He's gonna just keep hemorrhaging spots here. At least 12th, maybe we could realistically see 17th at the end of this thing. 2 laps to go. Nick Miller got it down to 3.5 tenths of a second. Does he have a last gasp effort?
No!
And
'Cause
there it
he
is.
loose.
And now back to 7, 8 tenths, and Brandon Bowers just has to bring it home for one final time.
You gotta respect that from Nick Miller. He was pushing for everything that he could. The car just could not handle it.
White flag in the air. Race is official. A lot of battles still be decided on the last lap. The battle for the win. Sartaj Man, I think, pitted on the final lap, and disastrous hit for the regular season champion. And Bowers started in 3rd. Get the 2 spots he needed. Got the strategy exactly right. Out of turn number 4, Brandon Bowers picks up his 3rd win of the season here at the Takeoff 200 at Atlanta. Battles all over the track being decided. And Samuel Demien picks up another top 10, and Schwartz flies into the race to end his efforts after a 21st place finish. Lucas Reed, good finish in his debut. Thomas Green only 12th. Talmadge 15th. Sartaj Man 22nd. Huge hit for his playoff hopes. But Brandon Bowers and Fillers will celebrate his teammates, picking up another win. What was an instant classic here at Atlanta. Put the cars back in the hands of the drivers. He will burn it down after a well-deserved, well-managed victory. We'll let him burn it down, and we'll get him up in here for the post-race interview.
Maybe if he shows up.
We'll see if we can get him in here. If
Can't
not,
really do much more. I asked him to join the waiting
well,
room.
there they are. So we'll go ahead and get your race winner here with Brandon Bowers in the 11 machine, and just talk me through tonight. It looked like a handful. Guys were short on tires, and it just looked like you were slipping and sliding all over the place tonight.
Well, I couldn't have really done it without my teammate Jimmy Fillers. That's the bottom line. Couldn't have been done without Jimmy Fillers. I don't really know how to run this place, but he did, and he taught me everything. So shout out to him.
Yeah, you kind of looked like you might have potentially lost the chance at the win there on one of those final restarts. You kind of got loose and kind of bottled up, but you fought back and able to hold off a fierce charge from Nick Miller there at the end. Talk me through those final couple of restarts and kind of what the strategy was tonight with the 3 sets of tires.
Yeah, I was just gonna run it as far as it could go on fuel and pit every like 30-some laps or whatever the run was. And the last couple of restarts, I just tried to avoid the wrecks, to be honest, and got lucky with the 10, and I guess Cabe was on his outside too, so I guess I got lucky, but that's about it.
There you go. But you pick up your 3rd win of the season, most of anybody, and you definitely have the momentum needed here for the final 3 races. I think I got that right. Let me double check. But nevertheless, you are definitely a championship favorite at this point. You got 3 races left: Martinsville, Charlotte, Homestead. How you like your chances?
Homestead is my baby. All right, Homestead's my baby. I basically invented that track. So, we're gonna go there. We're gonna hopefully run good and then not get screwed at the end. Okay, that's about all I got.
There you go. But got to give yourself a shot. Have good finishes at Martinsville and Charlotte, and see what you got at Homestead. So we'll see you next week for what's sure to be an interesting race at Martinsville.
All right, see you, man.
Yeah, have a good one. Here with 2nd place, Nick Miller. His issues this season have been well documented through no fault of his own. Internet keeping him from participating in the Season 2 playoffs and defending his Season 1 title. But nevertheless, he comes back after a strong performance during the regular season and gets a 2nd place tonight. Started 2nd. You just kind of ran out of tires there right at the end, but you were making a hard charge to catch up to Bowers there at the end. Talk me through those final couple of laps.
Yeah, I tried to play spoiler tonight since I'm not in the playoffs. Almost got it done. A little hard to keep the tires even with Bowers since he was saving and had the clean air, and then get through the field since I pitted after everyone, and I should have just took tires with everyone else.
Yeah, I think you restarted with Thomas Green and Sartaj. You guys were like 13th and 14th. But the tire fall off was huge, and you knew you were going to make your way up. Everybody had their hands full tonight. It was just looking super loose and super dodgy, and it kind of put the cars back in the hands of the drivers tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was weird. It was a tight center, and then it kind of turned in the middle. And then it would kind of either snap loose off, or you get a really good drive off, depending on how your car was angled off exit. It took me like 100 laps to figure that out, though, for the top. And then the bottom of turn one, I kind of figured out pretty early.
Yeah, but definitely looked interesting out there. A lot of guys trying a lot of different things. Tire strategy was interesting, trying to manage those 3 sets, and made for a thrilling conclusion. And you end up with another solid finish on the season.
Yep, for sure. Wish I could not have fallen through so many races.
Definitely, but looking forward to seeing you back next week at Martinsville. Different style of racing, definitely, and we'll just see what happens. And looking forward to seeing you close out the season strong.
Yep, we'll see. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Congratulations again on a good finish.
Yep, thanks.
And then, and then
Sorry.
here with James Jimmy Fillers, your pole sitter here tonight. And looks like you needed a couple laps to kind of get the car working how you wanted. You fell back on the first run. It was very loose for a lot of guys. You were not the exception, but Bowers said you taught him everything that he knew tonight, and he said you knew how to get around here. What did it take to get around here to come home 3rd tonight?
I think it took some front end damage to tighten the car up. To be honest with you, I don't know what happened, man. I was on old tires there. I figured them boys would fly around me, but it was the other way around. So I'm not really sure. But Brandon Bowers is a little bit of a liar, because if I taught him everything I knew, then he would have been in the wall a couple times like me. So
Definitely. It was a challenging race for a lot of guys tonight. Guys were just snapping loose out of 2, 4, and it just kind of a race of survival there at certain points. But then with the 3 sets of tires, it kind of made a premium on saving the tires over the long run and kind of forcing some guys into a difficult decision. What did you think was the right move tonight in regards to the 3 sets of tires?
Yeah, I think tire saving was a big deal, but it seems to always play into our hands. Brandon's really good with it, but I don't know what it is about my driving style, but I always end up on the right front. But firing off there, it felt fine. And then I slipped the rears a little bit, and I started dropping. I was like, well, I'll just save tires. And then I had a big moment there, I think with Talmadge or whatever his name is, and hit the wall, got 30 seconds optional, went in the back, was driving back up, and I think the 9 car got loose, hit me, gave me about, I think it was 3 minutes and 30 seconds optional, and I was like, well, took a couple cautions, fixed it, and was like, we're going good. And then that one guy spun and came back up the track, and I hit him, so I got 45 more seconds of optional. So I think somewhere in total I had like 4 to 5 minutes of optional, but we got it all fixed, and then I stayed out on I don't know, I probably had like 10 lap older tires than those guys, so I figured I'd just try something different, and it played into my hands. I was honestly kind of shocked there because I figured I would drop like a rock, and Cave got by me, and Sartaj got by me, and John Anderson got by me, and I was like, well, that's the end of that. And then all of a sudden, next thing I knew, I was passing all them back, so we'll take it.
Yeah, story of perseverance from the 10 crew tonight. You came into tonight, you were only 12 points out of the championship lead, and Sartaj Mann had issues late. Thomas Green finished 12th. Kyle Ritchie also getting involved. He recovered, I think, where did he end up at? 27th, actually, so he had some huge damage as well. So realistically, you and Bowers could be 1-2 in this championship with 3 races left in the season.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm going to need a little bit more luck, though, if I'm going to contend for anything, but he did a good job. He got the lead there from me, and then at that point, I was just fighting for every spot. So I think me and Cabe were fighting pretty hard there. So it worked out, though. So we'll see how we go. We go into Martinsville. I'm sure that'll be interesting, but feel like we're in a pretty good place speed-wise. We just got to minimize mistakes, whether it's on pit road or whether it's just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then we'll be good. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. If I'm going to win the championship, though, I got to be in a comfortable lead at Homestead because, by God, that is my worst track. And that's Brandon Bowers' best track, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so Bowers says he's great there. You don't like it. It's the final race of the season, but you guys have yourselves in position to at least get there. You just got to get through Martinsville and Charlotte, and we'll see where the cards lay at the end of it. But you put yourself in a good position, and we look forward to seeing you back here next week.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Y'all did a good job.
Appreciate that. The support. Why did it drag me? Nevertheless, let's go get... I'll do the top 5, why not? Here with Cabe McClenny, came to the back to the front again, looked like a threat to win at times, and then had a pit road penalty due to an unsafe entry, and had to battle back from that. Just talk me through the strategy in tonight's race, and just kind of having to go back to the front, and kind of what you saw out there tonight and how the car handled.
Yeah, there was a lot of differing strategy tonight. I mean, that was the most differing strategy race I think they've ever had, or ARS has ever had. So at least I've been in. But I think everybody was on a different strategy. I knew getting through the field was going to be either pretty easy or pretty difficult, and I just didn't know what way. And it was pretty easy once we got to about top 5. Got there and just kind of rode. Got a yellow. Was questioning pitting, but it was 3 wide, 4 wide at one point for the lead. And I was just sitting there watching it, and it raced really good. And just tires wore a lot more than I thought. And then the leader had a pretty big advantage. Once I took the lead, I was like, I have it pretty good. And I just went to pit, went on the bumps, and the NextGen's brakes did not work. And as soon as you hit a bump, they locked up, and I went straight and missed it. So it's kind of where the race fell apart, but came back to a pretty good finish.
Yeah, definitely. And then I know on Wednesday nights, we mentioned a little bit, you are in a fierce championship battle with Joshua Parent down the stretch there. I'm pretty sure you've all but locked up the automatic promotion for the top 8, but definitely want to end the next up season on a high and lock up that championship if you can.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Joshua, me and him ran last week really close, and every week we're finishing pretty much right by side by side. So we're within 10 points. So looking forward to it. Back to the Xfinity car, back to a car I actually like, and at a track where you're gonna have to drive the hell out of it. So I'm excited for Wednesday. That one's gonna be a lot of fun. I like Atlanta, tire saving, and got to drive it. So I think Xfinity is a little bit easier to drive than the next gen, especially here, but it's gonna be a lot funner. I like these things here.
Yeah, absolutely. But great drive tonight. Had to fight back a handful of times, and looking forward to seeing you back here next week at Martinsville.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a fun one. Thank you guys for broadcasting, and thank you everybody for watching. Check out my YouTube, KO5.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Here with TTSL Motorsports and Dylan Failvich representing them with a 5th place finisher tonight, and just all over the place for everyone tonight. Talk me through how that car handled out there tonight.
Loose. It was fun. I mean, I was practicing. I did like one little bit of practice before the race. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a little tighter. But I mean, then people I guess forgot Atlanta was Atlanta. We killed this stuff 10 laps in. It got real fun after that.
Yeah, definitely. And just kind of a race of trying to save your tires, trying to save the car. A lot of guys are getting loose out of 2 and 4 in a chaotic race, definitely. The second race here in the championship, but another solid finish for you. And how you like your chances of final 3 races?
Next week is going to be that is if this was chaotic, I don't know what the next one's gonna be, and that's kind of scary. Then Homestead is fun, and then Charlotte's fun. So 2 to look forward to. 1 to call my therapist in advance about.
Definitely. Yeah, but the big thing that we have to kind of resolve is the candy corn statement that was made.
Okay, I unfortunately had to be affiliated with that person.
Yeah.
I do not stand by the candy corn thing. I believe that anyone that thinks anyone that prefers candy corn or circus peanuts needs to be checked into a mental hospital.
Oh my!
And is officially kicked off the team.
Well, was he even on the team in the first place?
Well, no, he have to race to be on the team.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that was a tough one to see. He's doubling down. So
hate to say that.
Listen. When you can tell when someone grows up in the middle of nowhere.
Fair enough. But yeah, good result for you. I know Alex and Kyle kind of got caught up with some stuff. Definitely took a hit, but definitely overall a good season. And you had speed tonight at times, but definitely, kind of a tough one overall. I think as a whole for the team, just through no fault of your own, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, no. TTSL Motorsports Racing presented. Oh fuck, I messed it up. TTSL Motorsports Racing Incorporated presented by Dale Jr. I almost had a perfect year. It was a little rough. Alex definitely had his hands full all night, and Kyle had his own thing going on. But I feel like Alex, Alex, how was that for you?
I don't know. This is the first night that I felt like I genuinely had some speed. I felt like I managed the tires pretty well, especially in the first run, man. Felt like I started to move, and then just out of nowhere, I think I got on the throttle just slightly too early, and it's at the exit of 2, and the car just snapped. I tried to keep myself on the lead lap, but just, couldn't keep it there. Had to fight my way through. I waited for that caution, finally got it. Ended up not being the first car lap down, so I had to keep waiting. Finally got it again. Just sucks to end up. I'll take a 13th in the end. It just sucks knowing that I felt like I had a top 10 in me, or maybe higher. But
yeah, definitely.
You're right. Just a rough day for the team in general. I mean, good for Dylan. Proud of him. Definitely sucks for Kyle though, man. You always got to feel, even if it's the playoffs. Always sucks to see a teammate get wrecked out. So.
Absolutely, but yeah, definitely weren't the only one that kind of had that snap loose on the exit of 2, turn 2 Calamity Corner for a lot of guys tonight. It's just kind of how the way the car was driving, and definitely made for an interesting race. But looking forward to Martinsville, And see,
I wouldn't go that far.
we're looking forward to it because we don't have to race it. We get to see all the chaos and everything that comes with it. So,
I respect
we're
it.
gonna have an interesting one, and we'll see if everyone comes out unscathed on the other side of it. So, we'll just see how next week goes.
I can't promise no angry words might not be said.
Yeah, definitely.
I am gonna keep my mouth shut next week because that's just gonna,
No.
I'm just gonna warn everyone now.
You can tell which one of us has more trigger discipline with the filter.
Yeah, but always a pleasure, fellas, and we'll just see what happens next week.
Yep, thank you.
Alrighty.
It's the bluff.
Oh, Kevin Bowley's not here anymore. I was gonna say that. My God, that's Kevin Bowley's music.
Just in time to hear.
Bowley literally
Was
just
that
left.
Brandon having
That's
a stroke?
brutal.
a second ago? Just in time to hear Brandon French lose his mind. What's up, Max?
How we doing? Heck of a race. Car was deadly loose for everybody. My goodness.
Yeah.
Are we on stream?
Yes, we are. We are doing post race
You should probably definitely say that before you come in here. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're live.
I don't think Pendergrass got enough in the car.
He got a total of like 300 yards, and that was about it.
I was that under caution?
Line.
Yeah, that
no,
was.
I'm not Mike.
That was the first caution, turn 2, exit 2, and he was done. Unfortunately, but yeah.
Came out and I did run one extra lap for that bullshit.
Fair enough, but yeah, car was brutal, absolutely brutal to drive, and it was a handful for everybody tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty bad for us there that always ride in the back. So, you know.
Max, where's Pens?
I don't know. He sponsored the race and it said deuces. I'm out of here. I don't know.
Did he not text you?
No.
It's not very Canadian of him to do that, but whatever.
That's not nice.
And Philly Beans was not in the chat tonight. I mean,
I think she said, "Where's Pins?" and we said we don't know, and she left. So I think that was it.
Oof.
I don't know.
I asked her where Pens was.
Did he chop off another finger or something, or was that I forget? Was that Travis that did that, or was that Pins? Something with a finger.
I think
maybe. Is there like a Canadian thing they do the night before Halloween, or do they even celebrate Halloween? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Don't they have like Boxing Day or something up there?
I thought that was Christmas in Britain. I don't know.
Boxing Day is a day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fair enough, but.
Do they throw all their boxes away?
So Kwanzaa and Boxing Day is like the same day.
Max, you should probably run, bud.
Yeah, we're getting into things, but always a pleasure, fellas. Difficult race, obviously, for a lot of guys, and it was entertaining watching you guys slip and slide out there. I'm very glad I didn't have to do that. Y'all do it for me.
Yeah.
So what do I need to do to bring you into the race next week?
Pay me. It's Martinsville. You're gonna have to physically pay me cash dollars.
You literally
$7, $8.
add
American.
A penny a lap.
What's the deal? We got 200. Oh, geez, I don't know.
Yeah. Give you $2 up front. Let's go.
Up front deal. No, we got to make sure
on VOD now.
Right. I'm deleting the VOD. This race didn't happen, but yeah, we'll give a good broadcast next week, and we'll do what we're good at. And we'll
For as much as Tindall showed up on this stream shirtless, it better not. Or a TV 14 rating, something. You better have a mature audience filter on it.
Max, I will say you are paying for my psychiatrist this week.
Yep, absolutely. I'll send the bill to YJ.
Technically, that would be Tennell that did it. So.
Yep. Well, no, but you were pushing the buttons, bud.
Right. Don't listen.
Or is it one of those I had to see it, y'all have to see it kind of things? Like if it's on my screen, you have to see it?
Yeah, everyone else had to see what I saw. Like
that's impossible. That's impossibly fair. Get out of my chat.
Fair enough. Love you, fellas.
Thank you, Max. Love you, buddy.
You are definitely.
Andrew Tannell, the man of the hour. You're live here on YJ Media. Absolutely went for it with the driver cam tonight.
Absolutely went for it, man.
You pick up the second top 10 of the season doing so. So really, you should be doing this every week for top 10s.
Yeah,
it worked. You're the biggest mover. Like you did it all.
Yeah, I might play the Paul Stanley in the league. I don't even know if you guys know who Paul Stanley is. Do you guys?
He's a singer, ain't he?
He's like the lead singer from Kiss.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was a last minute decision. I thought about it last night while I was laying in bed, and I was like, you know what? I gotta top Justin because I think it was it last season or was it the other league where he raced in the Spider-Man suit?
I think that was last season, but yes.
Okay, but yeah, I was like, I have to top that. It's tomorrow's Halloween. I have to top it, and I don't know if I did or not, but I know I was on screen a lot. Dolly was like, "Dude, you're on TV again." So, but no, we had a really cool car. Shout out to the Elite Pulse for coming on board with our cars. I'm not really a fan of them. They kind of talk a lot of smack about me. It's whatever, you know.
You'll take their sponsorship dollars though.
They didn't pay us anything, dude. They didn't pay a dime. It was Devin struck this deal with them. It was like what is it like advertisement for advertisement. I was like, what kind of freaking deal is that, man? Like
Business to business kind of thing going on in the background, but
I'm all about the dollars here, you know. So I'm money hungry over here. No, not really, but no, I had fun. Atlanta is not really my best track, like at all. But the Tunnel to Galvin Racing Group, we put in a lot of practice over the weekend. we knew we did. We put a lot of practice in. Well, like an hour.
Like 1 hour.
Not even that. 30
Not even the full hour.
Yeah, not even that. But no, we definitely we're making changes behind the scenes within the team. We're trying to buckle down on the ARS. We obviously have the speed to contend for these wins and be fast with these guys. It just comes down to a matter of not driving over our heads, not looking like an idiot on TV, and just not racing each other like we're enemies. You know, I don't know. We still have a lot of work to do, but you know, we'll get to it. Eventually, we're gonna win in the Cup Series here, so that's our goal, is to win here. So, big shout out to the Elite Pulse again for coming on board. Devin, this is kind of your deal. I know he's probably watching right now and thinking I look like a clown. But,
I'm sorry.
It'd be your own teammates.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, we had
nice.
a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Dolly, he didn't finish the race, but
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
yeah, we just had. I find it funny. Each week,
I would have been fine. I don't know who hit me, but I would have been fine if I hadn't gotten slammed into the side of.
16 at Pendergrass, I think. But anyway, it seems like every week we have one car have really good luck and the other cars just have really bad luck.
Right.
And during this off season, we're going to really look at what can we do to improve our racecraft as a team, not just individuals, because some people are finishing every race and some people aren't, you know? So we have a lot of stuff that we have to take to the drawing board. And it sucks like having to swallow your pride and be humble about that, but we're not the best team here. But we have a lot of fun, and that's what makes the ARS what it is. It's all about having fun, but also being competitive. And you know, we we want to be at the top. We really do. We want to be like what's their team? Team Jughead. That's where we want to be. You know, like we want to be at that level in the Affinity Racing Series, and we're gonna get there. It just takes a lot of time and patience.
Yeah, absolutely. But always admire the passion, and I know the effort's always there. It's not for lack of trying. But always appreciate the time, fellas, and we'll see you guys next week at Martinsville.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see you.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a repeat.
You guys remember that, right?
I do remember that, yes. I do, in fact.
All right. Well, we're going to let you go. Thank you for the broadcast. Thanks for doing such a good job.
Absolutely. Appreciate the kind words, and we'll see you next week. Here with Tony Scarbo, you represent the entirety of YJ Media Motorsports. How we doing? No, I don't think he's here. All right, but he was doing a pretty solid job tonight. Had some good speed, and then you saw what ended his race there. But he had great speed up until that point. Just turn to Calamity Corner. And we'll get Jarrett Talmadge and close it off. Jarrett Talmadge, you got a copy?
Yeah.
You rebound to 15th, but you were involved in a caution on that second to most, I guess the second to last caution. What did you see there trying to go for a gap and kind of just the mix on tires that had to kind of force the issue there late?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not totally sure. I don't agree with that being all on me. But race control's always right, they say. Yeah, it was tough. I mean, I think Bowers was on fresh tires behind us, and I was on fresher tires than the 53, and I saw Bowers coming in, so I tried to block him and keep him behind, which worked. And I guess the 53 shifted up to 5th according to the replay really early there, and it just stalled him out. And he was still up high, so I figured I'd go below him. He started coming down. I lifted, and then I hit the brakes right before we hit. But I mean, I couldn't slam him because if I slammed him, I mean, Bowers would just hit me, and then it'd be a big mess. I don't know. I guess that happens in these races when you have limited tire sets. You just get mixed up. It happens. I don't know. Rebound to 15th though, so we'll take it and just move on.
Yeah, what's the thoughts going to Martinsville next week for some short track racing?
Now I'm sure it's going to be peachy clean. Everybody's going to race each other with respect. I'm sure we won't have any beef at all. Sure we'll have plenty green flag racing. Sure the race will be under an hour and 20 minutes, and we'll all be able to get off at a decent time and do what we want to do for the night.
Not a hint of sarcasm in that statement whatsoever, but yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting to say the least, and we'll see how it goes next week.
We will.
Alrighty, we'll see you there.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, your final thoughts on tonight's race?
Could have been worse.
Definitely interesting, Legacy Atlanta being so loose and out of control, but Brandon Bowers able to conquer it, and he'll be your winner here this evening over a second on Nick Miller. Here are the official race results. Dylan Felvich rounds out the top 5. Sean Anderson strong in his debut. Same for Lucas Reed. And Cody B. Johnson, all top 15s. And then all the way down to William Bowman, last car on the lead lap. Kevin Boley, lead lap finish in his return to action. And trouble for Sartaj Mann, Kyle Ritchie, Ryan Tiller, a couple of playoff hitters. And as we start to shape up to the final 3 races and start to get a picture of the championship favorites. But we'll be back next Monday night live, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Martinsville for the, I think, Corbin sponsors. So I think it'll be the YJ Media 200 presented by one of our own. So looking forward to that. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you back here next Monday night. Y'all take care.